Thanks for checking out this haul video. So, gonna be going over these titles. The majority of this is what I picked up from the Arrow Video Easter Carnage sale. And then the first two, though, that I'm going to get out of the way are ones that I received as a perk for signing up with a Patreon for The Disc Connected, done by Ryan Verrill. If you're into physical media, you should definitely follow The Disc Connected on all social media. And also, he puts out a podcast once a week called Reconnected. He also puts out a physical magazine called The Physical Media Advocate. So you can look into all that stuff. But I signed up with his Patreon. He was running something special where if you signed up and you paid, or at a certain level and above, and you paid for a year in advance, that you would get a video, an actual piece of physical media. Now, he felt bad that he didn't ship mine out in a certain amount of time, which I was like, I was messaging with him. I'm like, it's fine. You don't need to apologize. But he sent me an additional movie. So I'll show you first the additional movie he sent me, which there's something funny about this. He sent me the Scream Factory release of Night of the Demons. Now, I'm not a fan of Night of the Demons, actually. I don't like this movie. I've seen it twice now. I've tried. But I appreciate the freebie. I also am going to give it another shot because who knows? Maybe the situation will be right and I'll actually like it this time. But yes, this is the Scream Factory release of it. I flipped it on the inside, but for all the people who don't know about this one, it's Halloween night and Angela's throwing a party, but this is no ordinary Halloween party. Everybody's headed to Hull House, a deserted funeral home formerly the home of a mass murderer. But when the partygoers decide to have a seance, they awaken something evil, and these party crashers have a thirst for blood. Now it's a battle to survive the night in Hull House. So, gonna give it another shot. I know a lot of people love it. I know. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't connect for me. But the movie that I chose, because he did give you the option off a spreadsheet to choose something, I chose the 4K release through Universal of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. I'm a fan of this. I quite like this movie. And yeah, it's the same on the inside. Let me read about it. Directed by the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window is an edge-of-your-seat classic starring two of Hollywood's most popular stars. When a professional photographer is confined to a wheelchair with a broken leg, he becomes obsessed with watching the private dramas of his neighbors play out across the courtyard. When he suspects his neighbor of murdering his nagging wife, he enlists his socialite girlfriend to help investigate the suspicious chain of events, leading to one of the most memorable and gripping endings in all of film history. It is a very good movie. So when I saw that on the list, I was like, a 4K Rear Window? I don't even own Rear Window on physical media, period. So to jump straight to 4K, I'm in. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Disconnected. So that was those. Now, I got 4 releases from the Arrow Video Easter Carnage sale. And I'm saving the biggest one for last, and that's one that I was really wanting, and I just kept it on a list of movies to eventually get, and the pricing was right at this point, but I'll tell you about that when I get there. So the first thing I picked up is Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've actually never seen this film. I've been very interested in it because I do like sword and sorcery movies, like Beastmaster, and films like that. So I was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to give it a shot. Ripped from the pages of Robert E. Howard's beloved pulp stories and brought to the screen by Maverick director John Milius, Conan the Barbarian is one of the most beloved fantasy action adventures in Hollywood history, which not only popularized a new subgenre of the sword and sorcery film, but also made a cinematic icon of its star, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. In an ancient land, young Conan witnesses his family being slaughtered by an evil snake cult ransacking his village. Raised as a slave, the adult Conan rises up through the fighting pits, becoming an unparalleled and fearsome warrior. Unexpectedly freed, Conan and his companions, two fighters Subotai, as well as wizard Mako, are enlisted by King Osric to free his daughter from the hypnotic clutches of the same cult that murdered Conan's family long ago, led by the shape-shifting sorcerer Thulsa Doom. James Earl Jones. So yeah, looks like fun. Excited to check this one out. Again, like I said, like Sword and Sorcery. Yeah. The next one is one that I have seen before, and this has been on my list to get from Arrow for quite some time, a few years actually. Joe Bob Briggs covered it on the last drive-in, and that is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. I love mall movies for some reason. It's something that typically gets me. So, yeah. One of the reasons I like... I don't know why I'm showing the back. There's nothing on the back. On the inside, I could have flipped it to this, but that looks terrible. Just saying. All right. For high school sweethearts Eric and Melody, Love's young dream turns into a nightmare when Eric apparently dies in a fire which engulfs his family home. 1 year later, and Melody is trying to move on with her life, taking up a job at the new Midwood Mall along with her friends. But the mall, which stands on the very site of Eric's former home, has an uninvited guest, a shadowy, scarred figure who haunts its air ducts and subterranean passageways, hell-bent on exacting vengeance on the mall's crooked developers. This is a super, super fun film that obviously is a play on Phantom of the Opera, but in a very modern for its time setting. It doesn't even say the year on this. 80s, though. But, yeah, super fun movie. Excited to finally own this. Okay. Then the next one, I debated on whether I was going to get this at all, and I was interested in it, but I like my current Blu-ray of it. But I was like, but it's a 4K, and I know it's going to look great. So I finally did it. The Trick or Treat 4K, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. So I was like, I feel like in the end, I have to upgrade to a 4K. I may still keep my Blu-ray from Scream Factory because I love the artwork. Actually, the artwork on that is better than this artwork by far. Like, this is actually pretty disappointing artwork, in my opinion, compared to what Scream Factory put out. So I don't, like, I had seen this. I'm like, I don't love that, but... you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here on the inside that they pop in here. Like, a bunch of cards, a bunch of, like, movie cards. Yeah, I'm not going to show you every single one, but a bunch of movie cards. And a poster of that cover art. And a little booklet with some essays, which I like that. That's cool. So I'm a fan of what this looks like. It's looking good. Also, lots of special features on this, so that was another reason for me to actually just go ahead and get it, because Arrow does a pretty good job with the special features. Do I need to read this? I guess I will for people who haven't seen it. Dive into the sinister and darkly humorous world of Trick or Treat, written and directed by Michael Dougherty. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Follow the secretive and disturbing life of a high school principal who leads a double life as a ruthless serial killer, the journey of a young girl looking for love who finds something infinitely more macabre, a group of teenagers playing a prank with disastrous consequences, and an old man confronted by Sam, a mischievous trick-or-treater with a terrifying secret. If you haven't seen this, if you didn't know about this film, it is a very fun anthology film set on Halloween, so it's perfect for watching on Halloween. I actually watch it every Halloween night after giving out candy to the kids. It's my ritual, and I drink a beer while I do it. It's so fun. I love this movie. I'm very excited to watch this in 4K now. So, trick or treat, baby. All right, now the final pickup for me. And this is the one that I said that I was like, I really want this, but the price, I just don't want to pay it at the moment. So the price was good at this point. $70 for a box set of 4 films, very well-known films. Hellraiser. This is their Quartet of Torment, and there are 2 versions of this. It's Pinhead in a similar pose and look, or Chatterer, which I love Chatterer, so I had to go with the Chatterer variant. Also, I met Nicholas Vince. I mean, I've met Doug Bradley, who plays Pinhead, but I also met Nicholas Vince, and my interaction with him I liked a lot. He was a very nice guy, just more memorable. So I went with Chatterer. Now, here's the thing about this. First of all, it's chunky. There is a book in there, which I'll show you, but look at this. Okay, so you have the mouth here. I love this packaging. It's unbelievable. You remove it, the mouth is gone. Then what do we have? Layer of skin has been removed. Then you remove this, and we're down to the skeleton and the box, the lament configuration. Then we have this, and then we have the discs, all 4 discs for the first 4 Hellraiser films, which are really what is most okay to watch. I mean, that's the best parts. So yeah, so I love this, how this just goes back together, although getting this red slip on it is a little challenging. And then, like I said, there is a booklet, a pretty sizable booklet in here that at some point I'll get around to reading. Yeah, there's a lot in there. How many pages is this? It is 197 pages, so close to a 200-page booklet in here. It's wild. It looks good. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It has some like behind-the-scenes photos in there and stuff, some sketches, some actual just stills from the movie, and then a bunch of writings about it. Very cool. This is, so it had been, I think, like at its best prior to the sale, like $90-some when I saw it. But for the sale, it was $70. So I was like, I have to at this point because I've really been wanting it. I would love to see these films in 4K, which is what this is. They also have a Blu-ray version of this box set, but I had to do 4K. And actually, I was going to say I just own them on DVD. No, I had actually upgraded to Blu-ray. So I'm going to be jumping up to 4K, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I remember when it first came out, and I was just like, wow, that's impressive. But man, I don't want to pay that. So I waited long enough, and it paid off. Easter Carnage came through. So this is where I'd love to hear from you guys. What have you picked up recently? It doesn't have to be horror. It doesn't have to be physical media. Like, what have you picked up that you're just excited about? We can talk in the comments, because I'm just about nerdy excitement, you know? Do me a quick favor. Hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to pitch in a little bit monetarily, you can. I have memberships linked in the description. There are 3 levels, and you get perks, different perks for each level, so you can look into that, and it's a nominal fee each month for what you get. Thumbs up on the video would be helpful with the YouTube algorithm, and hitting the notification bell button will let you know when I'm putting up new videos, which I'm putting up a pretty decent amount. But I will say that my channel members get all of my videos early. A lot of the times, like at least a week early, some months early, because I schedule some out that far. But anyway, thank you everyone for taking your time to watch this, and until next time, keep it brutal.